Flat roofs can be a bear to keep from leaking, and there's a lot of different solutions and a lot of them don't work. The torch down roofing, which is asphalt based, goes onto the roof and it melts together. So you lay it together in strips and then you melt it down to the roof to keep it down. Typically there'd be like a fiberglass pad that you'd put down. It comes in the same size roll as the torch down roofing. It's basically the same thing. You put tar paper down whenever you're putting shingles on a roof. You put this fiberglass, it's just a roll, and you put it on there and then you tack it down to the roof. Then you put this stuff on. It just helps even it out and it helps it stick. This stuff sticks to that fiberglass sheet very well. So this is a old camper roof and we're just going to put this straight onto it. It sticks pretty well and we really don't need it to look too nice. The ribbed side here is what goes down and then the smooth side is what goes up. They also make sheets with like a ceramic white granulate that's on the top here. That'll help reflect heat, and it's a little bit more UV resistant. It's white, so it reflects more of the sun, but this black stuff is what we're using on the roof here. You want to make sure it's straight, and typically there's some marked out lines on the rubber, and that's how much you want to overlay it. I'm going to go a little bit less, maybe half of an inch less, so we can save a little bit on rubber because there's still plenty of room there to overlap. And then we're going to roll this all the way out and make sure it's straight and lined up, and I'm using that line as a guide to make sure it's straight. Now that I know it's straight, I'm going to roll this back up. Just make sure that whenever you roll it back up, you don't move it. I'll lift this corner up and then start to melt that overlap right here. Whenever that roof starts to shine, you know the rubber is starting to melt. We'll heat up this corner here and then all the way along the edge. Fold that in a little bit and then tap it like this with some work shoes. Let's take the roll back up to the point where you melted it. So next I'm going to melt all the way along this bottom edge and then right at that corner there. So I'll go back and then melt that corner and then we'll unroll it a little bit. As soon as you start to see the cross pattern, the hatches start to kind of blend together and melt, then it's at a pretty good temperature to start rolling out. I'm gonna pat everything down with a trowel. With a flat piece, I'm going to press down that seam, and what you want to see is a little bit squeeze out, just like that. And that's how you install one of the sheets of this torch down roofing.